So the last thing I have is really just wanting to give you the floor. So I got everything out of this and more that I was hoping for, buddy. And I really appreciate it. But as we part ways, is there anything that I didn't ask you that would give you the ability to comment on something that maybe you wanted to comment on that you haven't had the opportunity to do so yet?
Well, no, I wouldn't say there's nothing that you didn't ask, but there was my last conversation with Kelly. I made a comment about something, and she said, "You've got to make sure you share that with Jim when he interviews you." And it was about prospecting. And because she was asking me some questions about, what my A plus looks like in my A. And I walked her through that. And I said, but here's the amazing thing. My kids and I've got 3 kids who are all a little bit older now, but when they were real little, we used to play a game in the car called Yellow Car. Now, when I was a kid, we called it Slug Bug, but you don't really see a whole lot of those out on the road anymore. So we made up a game called Yellow Car. If anybody sees a yellow car, if it's parked, it's a point. If it's moving, 5 points. Convertible, 10 points, whatever. Because you don't really see a whole lot of yellow cars unless you're looking for them. And as soon as you start looking for yellow cars, they're everywhere. And from a prospecting perspective, I think what I did is I finally just said, this is exactly who I'm looking for. I'm looking for, my A plus is they got to have an individual income of $500,000 or a household income of $1 million. They got to have assets of 1.5 or higher that they can move over to us. And 3 years ago, that sounded impossible. Like there's none of those people out there. But now that I'm looking for them, I see them all the time. I literally just got a feed list from a client earlier this morning that had about 17 of those names that fit that criteria that were on that list that he gave me. It wasn't a feed list I gave him. He actually gave me the list of people from his Bible study. And they're everywhere. But it's just training yourself to say, I need to know exactly what I'm looking for, because if you're looking for anybody to meet with, that's who you'll get. You'll get anybody to meet with. But if you start looking for the right people that are going to transform what you're trying to build, and by the way, be the people that you can actually help long term, then they'll be there. But you got to get real specific. And I learned that from Jim real early on in the P2P process. It just unfortunately took a long time for it to sink in through my thick skull, but it's really transformed what I'm doing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that little tidbit, and appreciate you.